Hi, everybody. Just gonna check, is this going live? It's Monday. Hi, Shri. How are you, sweetheart? This must be going live if you're able to see me. I'm just gonna check my phone. So I have something. I posted a little question up for everybody. Yeah, looks like I'm going live. Awesome. I posted a question on my page asking, has anybody been experiencing glitches in the Matrix? With a little play on words, but literal glitches. And loads of you responded actually, because I was doing a BQH session. I've just finished it, a quantum hypnosis session. And it was with a really beautiful, powerful lady. A gorgeous session, so healing, so beautiful, so much information that came through as well. 15% off if you still want to book your quantum hypnosis sessions, lads and lassies. They are very powerful. But the question I asked was, who here has experienced glitches in the Matrix or timeline reality recently, or even more than before, right? Mainly because some things are happening, they're freaking me out. Right? But I just wanted to see, is this collective, is it happening to everybody, or was it just something I noticed? And I feel like it's happening to everybody. Anybody that's aware, I'm just saying, like, I've had loads of comments. Yeah, I think I even saw Sonia, you post up a video of the one you had with the car where you passed a car, turned somewhere else, and suddenly 2 seconds later it's ahead of you, right? Completely get you. So I wanted just to check in with people that are experiencing glitches. Are you noticing them? Thank you, Shri. That's so nice. Thank you, Elena. Oh, you guys, making me feel pretty. Hello, Jean. Hi, Michelle. And I've just said I'd share what my glitch is, because I feel like when we talk about them more, and I'm also pulled a couple of cards in it to see if a collective message wants to come through, because glitches are all about timelines, and being a timeline traveler, something that I do in all of my sessions, like I'm a tracker, like I track timelines. I don't tend to do it for myself so much, because sometimes it's like, I don't want to know. But when I'm with clients, it's something I do quite regularly. It comes in quite easily to track timelines with people and just to see at what point in time XYZ got embedded or imprinted, or karmically, past, present, future, parallel lifetimes that have reverberations into this lifetime. So it's like I track timeline stuff. And I can feel when a timeline shifts. There are many, many times where I've really experienced it. It can be quite visceral in my body. It literally feels like a freaking ripple. I'm like, whoa, what was that? It's not an earthquake. I've just experienced a timeline shift. And I just have a knowing. And I'll see the timeline I left and I'll realize, ooh, I wanted that, but I've just, okay, well, this timeline, what am I going to create? Because being a creator, we create everything over and over again. The one that happened, the glitch that I'm going to call, that happened 2 days ago, went to bed one night, went to sleep, woke up the next morning, went into the shower, turned on the shower, and more or less kind of let out a scream. Why? I screamed because the flipping shower had shifted. How we turn on our shower, there's like a knob left, a knob right. You go this way for hot, that way for cold. It had changed overnight. And I'm like, this is so weird. And I'm like, my husband must have done it. He must have taken the knob off and switched the hot cold water. This is really weird. Because obviously, if it's something you do every single day, it's habitual. You don't think about hot and cold. You just know it, right? You take a shower every day. It doesn't change. So then I talked to him yesterday about it, going like, hey, babes, need to clean the shower. But by the way, like, why did you change the hot and cold? And he's like, what are you talking about? It's always been that way. And I'm like, are you crazy? What? And he got annoyed with me because I'm like, I didn't just wake up one day and suddenly change how I turn on the shower. And then I'm like, this is why when I felt it, when I actually, the first day I realized the switch and the knob had been changed, I felt something was off. I checked all of the other taps in the house. I went, has something changed? Is something different? What's different? I knew something had changed, right? While I slept. But then I was like, nah, you just imagine it. He did something to the shower. So no, he didn't. I've woken up in a different reality where some things are off. Things are off. They're not how they were yesterday, down to the mechanical structure of our house. So, yeah, this kind of stuff plays with your mind, right? You're like, you start questioning your sanity. So I'm realizing it's okay, take a step back. And then I get this thing because I know I shifted a timeline before, like a year ago with him, and he is I was like, is he the same husband or is he a husband from this? Did he shift with me? And I'm like, oh, let's check. And then I'm like, is he the same husband? And I was like, no, it's okay, he's better. What was this husband in this timeline? I'm like, this is weird. Don't get attached to the husband that was like yesterday's husband. He's still your husband. But this is the kind of shit like that if you remember things differently and you're really super aware, it can make you overthink for a day or two. So I pulled some cards because I wanted to just gain knowledge on that, knowing I'm a creator, knowing that I can create, because I always think when I know the time my shift just happens, like, oh, did I mess something up? Like, this is me now, by the way. This isn't what's true. This is like my internal dialogue. Oh shit, did I do something wrong? Oh crap, was I too slow doing XYZ that I was supposed to for my purpose? Like, I will do this reel, and that's my internal reel. And then I gotta go, stop. That's bullshit. You're a creator. You create the perfect timeline that you need in this one. It doesn't matter what's that. Everything's always in the highest good. So there's a lot of me having to always let go when I realize there's a timeline shift that happens. And not get fucking attached, right? So some people call it the Mandela effect. Yeah, that for me is that for me, I have experienced that slightly differently than timeline shift. So a Mandela effect tends to be memory stuff, not physical reality stuff, right? Like that I would have noticed. It's like people remember things differently, because I've definitely had that, like even with the husband playing the game, like mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the first of them all? That's a classic one where Nelson Mandela himself, like, what do you remember, X or Z? Was he alive? Did he die? So yeah, I haven't really thought about, are they exactly the same? I suppose you could. But yeah, it's interesting, because then I did message my sister saying, did something change for you? Or is it just me that's from a different reality coming to this one? These things are happening more frequently, yes, and that's partly why I'm coming on, because it's going to get a lot more and it's going to happen a lot more, and I'm kind of getting told, like, buckle up, this is going to happen a lot more. I got told this though, like, a couple of months ago, about the timeline convergences, and that all of these timelines are being squished, and there's a massive time. It's like a spiral of timelines being condensed onto one another, whereas before they were much more spaced out. Now it's like they've been compressed, like when you play the accordion, right, and you make a sound and they're extended. Now everything's been brought super close together to create that sound, that frequency. And in between all of this, I don't know, do I get into this part of it, because this definitely is part of it. There are things and people out there we're creating. There are thought patterns out there that are for the higher good, and there's thought patterns out there that's not. That's the old density, the old paradigm stuff. And some of the old density paradigm stuff are actively wanting to anchor in a specific timeline that suits them. And there is a group I live in Paris. There's a group in Paris. I'm very aware of them. A group of people, and they're not of the nicest. Let's put it that way. They're all around their own selves. They're all around self stuff, not about the collective. They want power for themselves. They want money for themselves. They want control for themselves. And I did loop into This is not on purpose. Like, I didn't go out tracking. I literally looped into, it's on, like, there's a big building and I've been able to track where it is, and I can see there's underground shit and they're doing stuff underground at night, and I'm like, their fucking dicks are playing with time. Excuse my language, but it really annoyed me. It annoyed me because I could feel it so viscerally in my body about how not pure their intention was with stuff. And I always ignore that kind of stuff because I'm just like, focus on self, focus on your own. But when I'm realizing it's affecting the collective, that's when I'm like, okay, well, what needs to happen for the highest good? Is there anything I need to do? Is there anything that needs to happen? And it's just essentially hold my focus, hold my light is what keeps coming through for that. Some of you may be aware of that, and I think that's why I'm bringing that up. You'll be aware of some ritual crap that's going on with people not wanting things to change. They don't want it to change the way it is going to change. I'm not going to go off into a spiel because this isn't what I want to focus on. I want to focus on glitches and how it essentially affects self. Let me see, has anybody said anything? Karen, hi you love. I heard some theories about time travelers trying to fix things and they keep altering the timeline. Okay. Do I talk about this? Like, I'm a time traveler, right? And you don't have to be in machines and stuff. I track timelines. And this is one of the things that came up in one of our sessions, actually, with somebody. One of the sessions I had with somebody who's also a timeline tracker. And we can all do it to some extent. Like, when I do Beyond Quantum Hypnosis, you are moving through timelines, right? The difference is when we carry out a healing, or we see something that's happening, and we carry out a healing and we bring back a piece of a soul, or we release a piece of a soul, or we carry out forgiveness work, or we de-chain something that's been chained up, we bring healing. There's an element, you change a timeline that in that time, because time doesn't exist, past, let's say you're going into the past to do that, or an alternate reality, which is a parallel timeline. So you're seeing an aspect of self that's stuck in pain, XYZ. You heal it, you bring it back, you call it forth, you decode anything that was encoding that to be imprisoned. And there's so many examples I can give of that from all of my work that I do. And essentially that person that is like receiving that part back, they have a shift, they change. But when they change and have a shift, that part that was stuck, which you could call soul retrieval, you've now altered a timeline, right? So that is altering timelines. And I've had a very visceral experience with my sister where we both did this, and we stumbled across how real this is. Not just in theory, oh, I'm having a healing, but how real it is when we realized and were shown by our guides, you altered a timeline. And this is how you did it. Like, you know, she went back, we were having a session, an aspect of her soul, or you could say soul family, again, who's to know 100%, but like an aspect of her soul who was not so nice, Midwest, like not such a nice person, a lot of pain, a lot of dissociation, a lot of separation, had a lot of stuff in his, we could see the whole life, like, so stuff that happened in his early childhood, and now he was doing stuff to kids as well, not so nice, and he was deeply disturbed. She went back saying, doing forgiveness work, I'm sorry to this part of me that feel XYZ, but essentially she ended up having a conversation with that being who saw her as a freaking angel, but she's just from the future. He was like, oh my God, you're light, you're love. Like, why are you, I'm not going to deserve to have a conversation. He was conversing back. I could hear it and see it the same way she did. And we were like, oh my God, this is actually happening, because I'm seeing it too, exactly as she was. And hearing him speak to her as if he thought she was God, she was an angel, right? And she was saying, like, I'm here to give you love, you deserve love, doesn't matter what you've done. We could see he was in a bar scene, and we could see he started crying and breaking down in the bar. Everybody in the bar was looking at him, and he was like, I have to get out of the bar. We saw him leave the bar. We're talking to him saying, it's okay, you can cry, it's okay, let it out. And then he ends up like essentially going to a field and bawling his eyes out against a haystack, and realizes that he is, you know, God loves him, and he never believed in God. He's like, I never believed in it. I'm loved by God. And this is the thing. He decided to take his life because he didn't want to be that person anymore. We changed the timeline. If we had never gone back there, that wouldn't have happened. It was really strange, but that's an example of timeline traveling, Karen. So it don't have to be something fantastical. It's like you have the power to do that too, but we always need to check in. Is it in the highest good to do that as well? That came in one recent, especially now with all of the timelines collapsing in quite viscerally on top of each other, the message that came through a guide of somebody we're doing a hypnotic session with was like, be careful, be clear, it's always in the highest good. Ask that question before you go and do something. So that hadn't been said to me before, because my intention is always it's in the highest good, but to actually ask it now, being more conscious than ever before, was new. So that's a little spiel on that. Whew. Yes, Jessie, it can be tough not to get attached. I totally hear you. Oh my God. So yeah, the whole idea of when I woke up one morning and my bathroom had actually physically changed, that's what freaked me out. I'm like, oh my God, it's not even looking the same. Laurel, in Paris there is one, and you have one in America, the underground shenanigans. Okay, yeah, they're quite close to me. I really can sense when they're there. I hear ya. I'm not going to go into that. I really don't want this to be about that. Usually they're not things I talk about either. It's like I just go and I do it. But maybe it does need to be talked about because people don't, they're feeling it, but they don't maybe know what it is. I'm going to breathe that one out too, Laurel. You're welcome, Karen. Well, that's the thing. I am going to prefix this. This is my experience. Anything I say that doesn't feel true for you, let it wash off you, because your reality is what you're creating. There is no right, wrong, true, not true. It's only what's true for you and your highest good that you need to take in, you know. Always allow yourself to feel into that. Never take anything anybody says as gospel. I always like prefix that. Nobody can take that power from you. You own that power for what is your truth. But I will say, what's true for me right now is like freaking changing timelines. So I pulled a card from the dragons, and this is for the collective, by the way, around glitches right now, around this kind of stuff, because it can kind of, it threw me for a day. It really did. And it threw me in the sense of, oh God, do I have to get, you know, what do I need to do now? What needs to happen now? You know, am I still on the same timeline? Because I saw future stuff happen. Is this the same timeline? Has the future changed? I'm like, oh no, I'm here to create it in this future. Okay, get you. Thank you. But essentially what came through was the black dragon. And the black dragon from Saturn, I'm born under Saturn as well, so there's a big thing here for me with this, brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. And I'm going to take the word discipline out. Bleh, I don't like that word. Spiritual practice, ritual, routine. So this is about focusing on the ultimate vision. That's what's actually written here. And that's what I felt that I need to do in this timeline. Focus on the ultimate vision. Concentrate. Focus on the ultimate vision. Be the visionary. Create in this timeline what it is you've come here to create. Look at my truth. My voice is going. The next card I pulled was a message about, this is where I did it, so this is for anybody, it was a liberation card. So the Black Saturn Dragon, focus on your vision, and also bring, like, wisdom is going to come through about spiritual discipline, but liberation. Okay. This is a time for you to examine what it is you don't love about yourself. It's safe for you to open your heart and trust in the overriding greater purpose of life. This is the thing. This is always for the highest good. It's for the highest, greatest purpose of life, right? When we find these glitches or we feel we viscerally move timelines, to not be attached, because that was one of the things I was worried about, obviously. But to realize there's a higher, greater purpose in life. And listen to your heart and soul and be guided by your true inner voice, the one that says, I am love and eternally loved. I am life, I am blessed. For now, love and accept yourself exactly as you are without wishing to change any aspect of you. So that was really important for me to read, because that's what I was questioning. Did I do something wrong? Have I failed somehow in my purpose? Was I too slow in loving myself this way, or receiving this aspect of myself, or healing XYZ? Literally, I know it's BS, but my ego still went there and asked those questions. So I feel that is important to say as well. not to ever try to change any aspects of ourselves. Can we love ourselves as we are, but also trust and take the aligned action step forward? Try not to place unreasonable expectations on yourself or others. This also brings in perfectionism. Hello, me. Sometimes I do that, and I never would have said I was a perfectionist, but I'm realizing sometimes I do that with regards to my own healing journey, and even with my body stuff, like, oh, you know, did I want to lose weight and I want to XYZ, and oh, I haven't done that, or so all these thoughts and stuff that might come up, like, it's just releasing expectations. Stand tall and empowered, just be as you are, and through self-acceptance and self-love comes a newfound sense of freedom, which transforms the way you see and interact with the world around you, because you are blessed. And this is a thing. Whether you jump timelines or not, our purpose is to bring freedom. And we are the freedom codes. We embody the freedom codes through our frequency. Everything that's been coming down right now from source has been freedom codes. I mean, look at the whole thing with the world, right? COVID, Black Lives Matter, everything's around freedom right now, freedom codes. The whole thing with the banking systems, releasing ourselves from debt, freedom codes coming in, but it's within us to embody the freedom first, and we'll see that ripple out. And that's a timeline shift. Ripple out, there you go, right? So Rena, you're saying, I just want to, because there's even codes in the picture, so I'm going to keep that up for a bit. Questions of doing things wrong or not in time have really been coming up for me, but then I realize I can't mess this. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going through yesterday and the day before. But then I realize I can't mess up that's anything that's for the highest good. I just need to love me more. After months of waiting, my copy of I Love You Me showed up today. Oh my God. Perfect timing. I love it. Yep. That's a super powerful process. I Love You Me is incredible. For anybody that doesn't know what I Love You Me is, it's a book by Tara Love Perry. But I studied with Tara Love Perry. I'm one of her self-love coaches, but I also studied soul reading with her. I'm a certified soul reader. And I Love You Me, if you even get the book, right, and you read through the book, it has the process that you can use to release entities, a process used to clear energies from your home. The same process can be used. I've done soul retrievals with it. I've released dark magic shit with it. I've released so much with that one process. It's similar to Ho'oponopono, but there's a little bit more to it. And anybody that hears me use it, or when I'm doing, I even used it today in our BQH with somebody with regards to mediumship, essentially. You can use it for anything. So I Love You Me is not just about self-love. It can be used so many ways. It's an incredible tool. One I'm so glad that I learned. It was one that we used on Jim, the guy I said in with my sister. His name was Jim. That essentially he realized he was loved by God through my sister appearing to him in that timeline. So yeah, it's an incredible process. I love that you have that. There's a really good workbook as well, and a breathe and receive meditation on Insight Timer that's totally free. So you guys can totally check it out. Tara Love Perry, super powerful. I Love You Me. Changed my life. I was dying, by the way, in 2016-17, and I met Tara in the late 17, and I chose to live. And it was I Love You Me that brought me back into my full health, because I was in chronic pain. I had so much XYZ wrong with me, and that process relieved me of all my chronic pain. This is only my experience, obviously, I can only speak about my truth, and was my first taste into self-love. There you go. So maybe that needed to be said as well, Rena, because it is those questions, how we shit test ourselves and our worth and where we are in our journeys. Yeah, God. Oh, hi, Patricia. It does, Shri. Shri, you're a coach as well. The next card that came through, so the first card on glitches, and the message that is, okay, focusing on a vision, which is about being a visionary, holding the vision of your mission on earth, your purpose on earth. Everybody has a purpose. Your purpose may be to birth the beautiful children coming through. It may be about your career. It may be about just holding a certain frequency and energy in your relationships, in your work. It may be you've come with the purpose to bring self-love to the world, like Tara has, and I Love You Me. Or like I know a lot of my purpose is as a seer, I will bring clarity and awareness to people, right? As a guide. I activate and decode people into their gifts. I know part of my purpose is I'm going to be helping shift and change the educational system, because I saw a very clear timeline on that, where essentially it's completely different. So we'll all have visions, and they all shift and change as we get older. It's not like you have one mission for the whole of your life. It shifts and changes as you grow too. So what is your visions? What is your vision for here, for now, for helping with deeper self-love and self-acceptance, for bringing in that love into your life right now so that it radiates out? And that's kind of what people call from 3D to 5D, but love. It's all love. It all comes down to that, right? That's what it is. So that card, the Freedom Code card, and then hello, Lilac Fire Dragon. That's going to come in actually. It's coming through in light language already. So this is transmuting through the power of divine love. And look at me. I am massaging where my amygdala is. This is the reptilian brain. And this is where we store fear. So that timeline shift raked up some fear in me, obviously. So a calming down of the central nervous system, embodiment, even more embodiment, being earthed and grounded, very earthed and grounded. And I'm going to say in the reality that we are creating, right? Opens up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. Yeah, they're going to come in. I can feel my crown opening. So I'll be welcoming in the Lilac Fire Dragons and their message of divine love in a few moments. The last card I pulled, and I pulled this one before for me. Look at that one. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Look at the light language written all around her. Is that focusing? I hope it is. Pandora's gift. So Pandora was the all-gifted woman. And she triggers a process that brings all of the answers. And learning can be uncomfortable, is kind of the message that comes through from her. It's not always a comfortable ride. But she reminds us that the process of learning can take us to places that seem like the end of our world, and yet still all is not lost. So the light within you is stirring for new revelations, new life, and new adventure and visions. She is the all-gifted and all-giving. Her presence invites you to let go of judgment. It's a big one for me. I'm always working through, right? Let go of judgment, be it self-judgment, whatever, that inner voice. And it can be so subtle sometimes. It's not obvious. Now is the time to surrender any lower energies, guilt, shames that you may have brought upon yourself or another. And it's time to let go of the shame-based belief in punishment, self-punishment. This is the I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I fecked up. This is all, you see, that's everything essentially I was saying to myself, going, oh no, I just moved timeline, I must have fecked something up. Right? So there is no shame in your learning process. Pandora's presence is the sign of a new time. A time to swap the notion of anything not serving you, shame, guilt, grief, pain, suffering, for the acceptance of your inherent divinity. What is that? That is this card, right? The power of divine love, your inherent divinity. I love that. From this moment on, how unstoppable shall you become? And I kind of want to put in, for anybody that resonates with this, how unfuckwithable you will become. And I mean that from those frickin' Egypts going down into the basements, chanting rituals of evil and not so good stuff for people because they're afraid of losing their power. I mean that too. Sacred rebellion is happening within your soul as a powerful uprising towards liberation, and yet we pull the liberation card. Right? These cards are all perfectly in alignment. You're breaking free from the weighty criticisms of the world, the judgments of the world, from the power games that bore you senseless, right? The freaking crap that we're being fed. And from the insanity of sacrilegious priorities in the world. What is a sacrilegious priority? Me, myself, and I. Right? Me, myself, and I, and my money. Me, myself, and I, and my power. Me, myself, and I, and feck everybody else. Like, no thought for the children, no thought for the homeless, that kind of stuff. So that's sacrilegious. Racism, sexism, prejudice, sacrilegious. The divine feminine rising and that not being recognized, that's sacrilegious. So dare to disobey anything and everything that is not in the divine. This is inviting, like this card is literally inviting a revolution, right? A revolution of our heart space, a revolution of our bodies, owning our power, embodiment. So, and I'm just reading the rest. Pandora is the leader of your soul's revolution. That your soul will no longer stay out of alignment, living the life that others want it to live. So, with her oracle comes the realization that you too are a divinely defiant believer in hope, who shall cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you. Keep you small, keep you down, keep you quiet, keep you in your place, keep you poor and in lack and in scarcity. That is throwing that shit away, right? As this shift takes place, you shall dare to look within you and within your own being and find the light. And this is the thing. I'm going to take a breath and shake out some stuff there. I was doing this thing with one of the ladies in my circle groups, a sacred circle group that I'm in, right? And we're tapping into the sacred power of the womb. We're just having a conversation, just a chat. We're talking about sex power, sex alchemy, in the essence of the divine feminine. Like, that doesn't mean you're having sex with somebody or have to have a person in your life, but it's the energy of the sacred feminine, the alchemy of that energy of sacred union, that whether you have somebody or not that is a sacred partner, that you tap into that energy because that energy is you. It's divine within you. It's a right of the womb that is you, so that you create from that energy. That is a creation energy. It creates freaking life. It is one of the most powerful energies on earth. It's what the priestesses used to use in temples to heal, right? And it's in resonance with richness, abundance, money, right? It's a similar frequency to draw that forth into us, the divine birthright of abundance. And essentially, I was tapping into it with her. It's not something I do all the time, like, you know, and I was like, ooh, Carrie, feel it. And it frightened me. For like a split second, I could feel my old fear come in going, oh, that's too powerful there now, Mary, for you. Ooh, what are you doing? You know, it was like, I felt a hesitation in my physical body. Could I hold that power? And I felt a hesitation in my mind space. Am I worthy of that power? Am I good enough? It's like this thing of, yet. Have I done enough work on myself yet to tap into that? Bullshit. And this is what I feel is the next part rising, when we're tapping into that sacred energy. It's not like it's not like I'm knowledgeable about this. It's just an innate knowing around it. So yeah, that needed to be brought in, because the sacred feminine, that there is a talent and ability within you that needs to be acknowledged. A lot of us, if not all of us, have hidden depths there, and I am pointing down, we access, it's very easy access this, very easy access this, very easy access this and the heart space. And as we go deeper down to access the full power down there, you get a little uncomfortable because it's so visceral in the physical and it's so not accepted outside. It's like people go, oh yeah, you're a seer. A little bit more acceptable than saying I own my full sensuality and sexuality and I'm riding it high, like, you know, not the right words, but you get what I mean. I'm embodying it. So yeah, interesting. There is a worthy seed of something beautiful and necessary within you. This is about worth. Are we worth that? If you choose to develop and express this seed step by step, it will become an extraordinary light in your life and in the world. So poke your tongue out, it says. Poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the bright hope and light within. You were born to strut your soul stuff. I love that sentence. You were born to strut your soul stuff. I kind of feel like I want to do that when I say that. Am I a gangster? I don't know. But yeah, that's that message. This card is so powerful. And I am going to just allow some light language through with that. Light language just being a frequency, a resonance. Everybody has light language within them. Just say I do, I am to receive, and you activate that within you. Don't need to be anybody special to receive it. There's a throat clearing that wants to happen. Nan hur a hishwa an hamnik hewa ashana iti manahasatai. Tus umbrella shmari kamanakamik what a good American American Helwasha. Nahamane Horakman Heshma I come and had it come Hishmarik and Hebata. Very much the Christ conscious energy coming through in that card. Shan Harakman Hishma Himshma Kurma Hewalahati. I'm inviting in the dragons now to work through us. Black dragons, amazing as well for working with the density of the body. So inviting that through as we integrate the light. Inviting in the lilac fire dragon to bring us into the power of divine love. We are here with you, and we have always been here. More and more of you are sensing and seeing us now. Watch for the portals that come through your intention as we enter into your homes, into your body fields, into your minds and souls, and work with you and through you. It is a great honor that we are coming through at this time. Shanu orkam nishma ati lasha sara anu kutum and hewsham tike waishi lana do shimta we newa nehera arkam ishmata korumari sha 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 sukur sham sana ayma shalaltiko shara namana e sika sana sutu te mana sari nama uduye na awa enewa furukumba ite kalana Luton Nimbara Nakadeva Washura Nehekere Antkarali Ndandoroten Nashara Ineke Elhala I'm getting told many of you watching this or will watch, that's some mouth stuff again, will watch this in the future, have much important messages to share. Heart from the heart. And these guides coming through are here to help and assist you in taking that step forward, to not be afraid of being seen, being heard, being understood. Even down to that, like, belonging. Do I belong here? Does my soul belong here? And they're inviting us to not question that anymore because we chose to come here. We do belong here. In fact, we are the ones that belong. It's the rest that don't. In that way of like, they're closed. To open is to belong, and we're being invited into that even more. You are not alone. This is not a lone journey. It's not a lone wolf journey, and we're all here together to take it together. Lano sorot go no hishari shuko shampani mana susula Sinimana sate bahake, washa, no urukumanewi. Lukuro on pekeba ashamp kana usuro. Nahana mana iwa shikara. Lots of Egyptian energy coming through, and I'm just seeing a lot of cobra stuff. So a transformation, a shedding of the skin, but also an enlightenment through the third eye. The activation of the pineal gland even more. It's like I'm seeing the pineal gland getting juicy and dripping into the body system, awakening every cell as it goes through. Nahanamana okuro mtam shawa ai parai kini mana oshuro lihike nimtawa iti. Chu hendewa. Invited to breathe and open the root and embody, like get grounded. Feel the weight. Feel the weight of the legs on the ground. You don't gotta go up here and out. Stay in. Breathe and receive. You don't gotta go out for the information. Breathe and receive the information in you. And this is the thing, like sometimes with meditation, we like leave the body. And I'm just getting this sense of come back in. Let it come to you. Naham kanamana oshuro umpai kekehelawa. Ni na uto te wa ashani iti kalakara uto ishmana ituru. Enea sa ushuma ahiker. Ambara anihite. Anamana ia washa vegasana asuto intaka hala nokoro amanihewa aishi hiken te hewa anamara aru. I feel like the ancestors of each of you coming through to help ground us. Actually, it's like they're putting their hands on our shoulders to ground so that we embody with ease. We can no longer escape. Very strong image of the cobra. I need to look up what cobra means. Nira na no himba wash alihantake washana to temati di chichichi wa anta to washana ni la. To activate the priestess codes. Anana toro anana toro. I'm being shown there's activation of vortexes around many sacred sites and temples to activate the codes. And I am calling them priestess codes, but it's like remember. And we're complete. Balancing of the masculine and feminine. I saw a lot of the helix stuff there, so DNA. Breathe and drink lots of water. Yeah, I feel that working on me now. And I feel it in the sense of this was a trigger for me to get deeper into my worthiness. It's like another layer of my worthiness came up from that trigger of that glitch in the matrix. Me questioning self. I'm like, it's like brought up another layer. And that card is around worthiness, right? Love it. You were born to strut your soul stuff. Poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the bright hope within. Love it. I love it so much. They're an amazing deck. So the Sacred Rebel deck. Right, that was the collective message. Laurel, yes, speaking in tongues is another aspect of light language. Some people call it soul language, some people call it light language, speaking in tongues. The speaking in tongues is more affiliated with the Catholic religion or the Christian religion. And therefore, when channeling through the speaking in tongues, it may be a little bit more constricted to the beings that it encompasses. Obviously, because let's say Christians don't exactly believe in dragon energy in general. Okay, not to box them. Whereas light language can come through many, many forms as well. Um, so yeah, that's the only difference I would say, because I come from a pretty orthodox background, and as I was aware of tongues when I grew up as well. And I didn't believe I was worthy to speak in tongues at the time. My light language just came through a couple of months ago, a few years ago, finally, when I started embodying myself more. So anybody has it. Everybody and anybody has it. Okay, so Rena, thank you. Cobras symbolize so much, including wisdom, change. Yes, I was getting transformation big time, and confidence. They also symbolize strength and sexuality. They came through for there was obviously the sexual stuff there with when I started talking about the sacred feminine and the root and the womb stuff. So yeah, I love that. They strut their soul stuff and definitely poke their tongues out. They do, don't they? What is the name of the dragon deck? So this dragon deck that I have is Diana Cooper. It's just called Dragons. Yep, it's just called Dragon Oracle Deck. So Diana Cooper, beautiful set of cards as well. I love them, and I channel so much through their dragons. Like, it's a beautiful frequency. Who designed them? Carla Lee Moreau is the artist. Yeah, love it. Hi Tanya. Your son Sonia, when he was 5, started speaking another language. He calls it Zulu, but I thought it was more of an ancient language. Ooh, I love that. Zulu is African, isn't it? Does he mean African, I wonder? It could be like an ancestral language, because you may get, I often have indigenous beings channeled through me as well, but I don't know what they're saying. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't always. Kids all speak it. It's gobbledygook, but it's light language. Like, totally, kids pick it up so fast. We are opening and seeing collectively. Yeah, absolutely. It's like a confirmation, really, isn't it, Laurel? We're not going crazy. Or is it collective craziness? But that's it. If it's for the highest good, bring it in. It sounded like light language. Yeah. Well, it is. It is anyway. Absolutely. Yeah. And there are an infinite amounts of different light languages. So I know I speak around 8, if not more. I don't even know how many, like, different stuff comes in. But everybody has at least one mother tongue without cause. Do I always know? No, I don't. Do I need to know? You don't need to know what it is. Doesn't matter, because the sound of the frequency and the heart space it comes from, that's what causes the transformation. Not whether you know this is XYZ and this is saying XYZ, because it's heard with the soul and the body hears it and the body receives it. It's encodements. The body receives it. So yeah, it's pretty lovely. Thank you. I love your energy too, Sonia. Let me see. Has any other questions come through around the glitches, or any? Karen, you're having full body chills and tingles. Good. Love it. There's going to be activations in this. That's why I was like, definitely drink water. And if you need a shower showers help, earthing, grounding, putting your feet in salt water, all that will help if anybody's still feeling a little activation in the crown. There was a lot of crown stuff, throat stuff, a little bit in the heart even, and a lot of womb root that I could feel myself coming through. So yeah, love it. Jacqueline, I know part of when I must have sensed your energy coming in, because part of the message that came through is, and you hold that in you, a lot of what you have will be activating for women coming through. A lot of your energy is Isis energy. It is the priestess energy. It is the cobra energy. So everybody check Jacqueline out. I don't know if she's doing anything around that right now, but it is in her blueprint that she actually will facilitate activation of that, whether you even talk about it or not. Like, it's there, it's in your body, it's in your energetic field. Amy, yeah, it's soul language, it's light language. Amy, you've got it too. I'm already getting in. You've more than one. You've like 3, 4, 5, 6. You could definitely start bringing that through, Amy. So I do one-on-ones with people to activate it within them, and they speak light language after I do it. It's not something I do all the time. But just catch some of my other lives. The more you listen to it, the more it activates that part of the brain. I could literally feel my brain rewiring when I started bringing it through. So it'll activate a certain part of the brain, and then you just trust and start. Okay, an easy way to bring it through at the start is listen to somebody and start copying them. Like with kids, how they speak English or how they speak any language, they copy. So ooh, ee, ah, oh, ee, ah, start making all of the like ooh, ee, ah, ohs. And then ooh, ee, ah, oh, la, 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 and it just starts happening. Just like go with it. You'll feel like you're making it up. Yes, use your imagination. Imagination is a gateway portal into subconscious and into that part of the brain that access other dimensions. So when I'm working with quantum hypnosis, that's the part I tell people to trust at the start. They're like, oh, I'm just imagining it. Your imagination is how things get downloaded to you through your guides most of the time, and we don't realize it. And through imagining or making up the sounds, you'll actually activate the true part of that. So play with it. Make it a game, right? It's not like you gotta be a monk in the middle of the Himalayas to bring it through. Okay, no. It's innately true to you. You definitely have it, Amy, okay? Hi, Michelle. Hi, Angela. All right, I don't see any other questions coming through. I do love Born to Strut Your Soul stuff. Yeah. All right, girls and ladies and lassies. Hi, Michelle. You took Tamara's class. Yeah. Good. I wasn't. You didn't see my face the whole time because my husband came in. It was our anniversary as well. We had our wedding 6-year wedding anniversary on Sunday, because we got married the 22nd and the 28th, but we had a Hindu wedding on the 22nd, so I celebrated that the 22nd, and then this was the proper wedding was yesterday. So you didn't see me live because I was walking around with the camera thing, and then I missed the last half of Tamara's class. Tamara did a class of conscious parenting, and it was super informative. I'm not a parent yet, but it's stuff I want to know before I do the deed. Ew, not that deed. Have the kid. Oh my god. So yeah, well worth checking it out. You can even catch the replay. You can purchase the replay from Tamara as well. Yeah, Michelle, it was lovely to see you as well, my love. Got caught off there. Melissa, when I got younger, it would make sounds and saying, yes, that is it. It's even making sounds. That is it. That's how it starts. Like singing to the trees, singing to the birds, the bees. I posted somebody singing light language to a bee, and the bee, you can literally see the bee go, oh yeah, oh give me more. Like, oh, it's so gorgeous. I do it to my plants and my flowers, and I definitely look, Michelle, I know you're in France and you're Parisian as well, but I definitely look really weird down the park when I do it. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. I'm going to leave it at tonight, ladies, and catch me soon. I'm going to start popping on like this because there are activations coming through. If anybody wants to work with me, I did amazing quantum hypnosis session before I came on here. Every time I do, and it blows my mind. So much information came through tonight with that lady. Incredible. I mean, she got all of her questions answered and more. I have 15% off still if you want to engage in a journey of your soul. And it is a journey. It's a soul journey, either to your counsels, your higher self, past lives, in between lives, future lives, whatever information that you need, even this life, if you needed to let go of a healing or let go of a physical ailment. Why did it happen? Let's get to the root cause. Let's heal it. Let's release it. What needs to happen? That's the type of information that comes through. They're incredibly powerful. I get them done myself because I've been able to channel through my purpose through it. So I would say, yes, get a quantum hypnosis session. Super powerful. And there's 15% off right now. I am starting this week with my July group, my quantum expansion group. Ladies, this is going to be alchemy and magic, bringing forth your gifts, your abilities, your purpose, working one-on-one with me. Can't wait to see you girls. Having magic sessions in our container, soul readings, activations, attunements, journeying. I mean, this is freaking magic. So Rena, I know you're in the group with me. We are starting soon. One place left if anybody wants it. I will make room for one more lady. I feel there's meant to be one more lady. And I know it's a soul call, right? So these are soul calls. Your soul is meant to work with my soul because we're both keys and activators for each other. We access the multidimensional higher self. This is for women who already are coaches, healers, looking for the next up level in their business, in their life, in their relationships. Either they're moving from corporate into this type of work, because I'm here to very much work with the way showers, light workers, and upgrade you into your next levels, essentially. So it's just what I'm doing right now, right? It's only for right now. This will be my last container, by the way, that is like this, and they're all different. It's incredible. I can't wait to start. All right. Michelle, you're interested. Okay, I'll pop me a message so I can. There's a couple of Michelles that I get the right Michelle. I don't start sending the wrong Michelle information. Pop me a message so I can know it's you. And Sophia, you're coming in for the replay. It was a lot of alchemy happening here tonight with all you gorgeous souls joining in, because your energy is what creates this as well. I love you very much. I'd love to hear more about your glitches, because this stuff interests me. Timeline stuff interests me because I know there's so much for me to learn as well still, even though I do it in my sessions with people. So, my darlings, I love you lots. Have a beautiful Monday evening. And catch you also. Bye bye.